So my name is Cherie Windsor and I work for VMIAC, the Victorian Mental Illness Awareness Council. My position is consumer engagement, and I'm the project officer, and my first project was to put together today's forum, which is the Cold Community Forum, which is bringing together 13 groups who are grant recipients from the Department of Health and Human Services Small Grants Project to present their work around mental health with cold communities and how to increase their capacity around mental health, both in conversations, accessing services, and to also make those services more culturally responsive for those communities.
Hi, I'm Maggie Toko. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Victorian Mental Illness Awareness Council. We are the peak consumer body in Victoria. Today is about multiculturalism, and Victoria and Australia certainly is that. It's a gathering of 13 groups who are funded by the Department of Health and Human Services to deliver services to their communities. And there's a variety of communities here. We have Bendigo Health, we have Romeo, we have Ava, the Iranian Women's Choir. Just to name a few, we have Co-Health. A group of groups were funded from $5,000 to $80,000 to work with their communities.
I'm Marie Pugh and I'm the CEO of Tandem, which is the peak body for mental health carers in Victoria, and by that I mean family and friends in mental health. I'm very excited about today because I worked in what's called transcultural psychiatry for over a decade, trying to improve the responsiveness of the mental health system to work with people from immigrant and refugee communities. So for me, and also having had a migrant mother with mental health issues and having experienced it firsthand and the difficulties associated with having a responsive mental health system, I feel really honoured and proud to be able to be a part of this, because we've funded $800,000 worth of projects, and today we're going to see the results showcased.
There's no word for mental health in a lot of the languages of the groups that we're showcasing today. So stigma is a huge issue for them in their own communities as well as in the broader community.
I team lead the community development workers in the settlement area, and right the way through the 15 years and pre-refugee communities, back to the cold communities that predominantly worked in the Ford factory in Geelong, it's been very clear that participants, new arrivals, clients, whatever language we use at the time, have not been accessing mental health services. This has been particular with the refugee communities.
I think it's so much more difficult for people who have arrived as immigrants or refugees. With refugee communities, obviously, it makes sense that people come in a state of a certain level of distress. It's normal. It's a normal reaction to abnormal situations.
Hello, everybody. My name is Maria Demopoulos. I have the privilege of being your MC.
Welcome everyone. I'm Marie Pugh and I'm really proud to be standing here today. I'm really proud of the work that VMIAC and Tandem have done together. So for those of you that
as we know that people who come from immigrant or refugee communities often have a difficult time transitioning into Australian society. There are a lot of challenges, both culturally and linguistically there for them around that transition. And there's a lot that our mental health services needs to know about how to work more successfully with those communities. We want people to be able to take advantage of what's on offer, what sort of supports they can have on offer, but have it so it's tailored towards the needs of those communities.
Yes, I'm Helen Carter from the FATME program. It's a statewide program. Every adult mental health service has a position like mine. And what we're doing today is we've brought along some resources for consumer parents and their children. So there's a book about how the parents can start thinking about explaining things to their kids, and there's the other side ready for the kids to help them understand in a simple language. And we've got them in simplified traditional Chinese and Vietnamese, and we're about to translate them into Arabic. So we're hoping that'll be really helpful for the consumer parents and their kids.
I'm from Bronia. We're primarily a Greek-based organisation. We were previously known as Australian Greek Welfare Society, but changed our name to Bronia, which means to provide or to care for in Greek. We've had a name change about 3 or so years ago now. So we'll be presenting on our program, on our project rather, which is called Skepsi, which aims to provide and to address the mental health wellbeing needs for LGBTI individuals and their families.
And what we're doing is we're working with migrant and refugee communities, and we're working with communities for them to decide for themselves what's important, what their hopes and aspirations are, and from there supporting communities to actually do what it is that they want to do. We've appointed a project coordinator who speaks 5 dialects of Arabic, and we have 3 other workers that speak Punjabi, Hindi, Persian, and Dari, and also Assyrian and Chaldean. So we have a really multilingual group of people that are working with community groups.
Let me tell you what an amazing display of innovation, responses to mental health across cultural diversity. It's challenging, it's thought-provoking. The presenters have actually been able to really shift this idea that there's one way of approaching this work. We've heard from a number of presenters from different ethnic groups, all of whom have really worked together to show that we can change and improve the way that we treat mental health in our diverse communities. I'm loving it.
Assalamualaikum, mali wanaagsan.
Mabuhay, magandang hapon mula sa Pilipinas.
Lo dammo zomi minamte kampanena hello chiều ngay lùng đam hey.
各位你好嘛，好歡迎各位嚟今日嘅論壇。
大家好，歡迎大家今天來到論壇裡面。
喺呢個論壇裏邊，我哋得益唔少。
Akkam nagaa jirtu guyyaa har'aa kana bakka as dhufnee foorumii eventii pirezenteeshinii qabnaa ture akka gaarii ture baga warri dhuftanis baga nagaan dhuftanii isin jenna. I say thank you everyone for coming today and for this forum that for presentation day that everyone involved. I'll say thank you and thanks to all who comes today.
The place you should be.